Hey guys, so today Max and I interviewed forward John Mccarron, who currently plays on the Florida Everblades of the ECHL. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Okay, so my first question is, growing up in Michigan, how was the compete level as a kid? Because from what I've known, Michigan has so many good AAA teams like Honey Baked and Little Caesars.
Yeah, it's definitely really good. We're lucky in Michigan to have great teams like Little Caesars and Honey Baked and Bell Tire, but we're also super close to Canada and Toronto. It's only like 3 hours away, so we're able to play great teams from Toronto and great teams. Chicago's only 3 or 4 hours away too, so definitely growing up we had a lot of good competition close.
Yeah, I mean, for New Jersey, we have a lot of good competition because there are a bunch of AAA teams in New Jersey. And like New York City has a few, and Philly from Max and I is like 2 hours away.
Okay.
New York City is like 15 minutes away, so that's actually really convenient for us. And Pennsylvania also isn't far, just like playing in like Allentown.
You guys ever play against teams from Detroit?
No. I've played against teams from like Canada and New York and Massachusetts, but not from Michigan.
Yeah, I had a tournament last year. 2 teams from Florida actually came up and played us, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've seen a team from Georgia and Alabama come up, and California, to Montreal.
Keep growing.
Yeah. Back in 2012, when you were drafted 153rd overall, were you expecting to go any earlier or later, and what was it like being drafted?
I knew I was going to be later because it was my last year of eligibility in the draft. I had some interviews with a few different teams. I actually thought Pittsburgh was going to take me, and they were actually 2 picks later. So, surprised that Edmonton took me when they did. Yeah, it's definitely exciting. It's a dream to get drafted to the NHL, but whoever took me, I didn't care. I was just excited to get drafted.
Yeah. And how did you enter the USHL, and how's your experience playing with the Lincoln Stars?
Yeah, so they drafted me they used to have a futures draft, so they had my rights, and then I was playing midget major for Little Caesars, and they had a couple guys get injured, and they actually called me up halfway through my midget major year. So in January, I ended up driving out to Lincoln, Nebraska, and I joined their team halfway through the season. The experience there was amazing. I loved Lincoln. The fans there are super rowdy. We had a great crowd and really good team, really tough team that still took your helmets off to fight and stuff. So that was fun, and definitely one of my favorite parts of hockey growing up.
Yeah. Did you play against the U.S. National Development Team?
I did, yeah. Actually, I played against my brother when he was on that team.
Oh,
that's cool.
Who's your brother?
My brother's Mike Mccarron. He was drafted in the first round to Montreal Canadiens. He played in the NHL.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's a huge Canadiens fan.
Okay, so she knows, yeah.
Yeah.
Little
Probably.
big brother, he's 6'7".
Yeah.
So you've worn number 25 a lot. Is there any specific reason behind that?
No, not really. I always wore number 9 growing up, and then once I got into college, there was another guy wearing 9, so I didn't really have a choice. I liked Brandon Shanahan, so I wore 14 at Cornell. And then my first year pro, when you're a rookie, you really don't have a choice, so they just gave me 25, and I just wore it ever since because I had a good year in my first year.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm a big Rangers fan. Also, Brandon Shanahan was a Rangers legend.
Yeah.
And since I'm a goalie, I wear 30, which is really common for goalies, but I wear it because of Henry Buckley.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on him? You think he's going to be getting traded, or is he going to stay?
Do you want my honest opinion or my Rangers biased opinion?
You got to go honest here.
My honest opinion is he's either going to get bought out or traded. My Rangers biased opinion is he's ours no matter what.
All right.
But yeah, I actually think it's over for him. Too old. He's not going to play anymore. We have 2 young goalies. It sucks, but that's the truth.
Yep.
Yeah. How did it feel being drafted into the Edmonton Oilers organization? And were you at the actual draft, or were you at your house watching the draft?
Yeah, I was actually at home. I didn't go to the draft because it was my last year of eligibility. You know, you never really know if you're gonna get drafted or not. It felt great. Like I said earlier, it's, you know, I didn't care who it was. You know, getting drafted was, you know, a dream come true. And you know, unfortunately, when I was drafted to Edmonton, they were kind of going through a rebuilding phase, and they had 3 GMs by the time I graduated from Cornell. So by the time I got drafted, by the time I ended, I don't know if the GM really even knew who I was. So that was kind of not too good. But you know, anytime you get recognized by the NHL, no matter what the team is, it's definitely an accomplishment.
Yeah. 2012 was the year they got Nail Yakupov, right?
Yeah, he was their first overall.
2012 was not a good draft for players.
Yeah, I never really.
Yeah.
Except me, but I never really saw it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I looked around because I just like looking at draft classes, especially recent ones. The person with the most games played is Alex Galchenyuk, apparently.
Wow.
He went like 3rd overall, but like you wouldn't expect that out of a draft class.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's very weird. It was a weird year.
As a kid growing up and playing hockey, were you like a hard worker?
Yeah, I actually played AA until Bantam. So when I made that jump to AAA, I was never the best kid on the team. I always kind of had to work harder and work smarter to try to keep up with these guys who had been playing AAA since they were, you know, 8, 10 years old. And I was also a bigger kid. I'm big bone, but definitely a little bit overweight. So I had to work out harder to kind of get in shape and, you know, just be the best I could be once I realized how hard I had to work to be a better hockey player.
Yeah, I mean, that happens with me because, I mean, I'm a goalie, but, I mean, I've been with my team for as long as I can remember, since I was like 6. And we play in B, which sucks because we know that, like, in our hearts we can at least play AA.
Yeah.
Because we've won a few championships. And it sucks, but, I mean, that just means we just work hard and win another championship.
Do you guys play on the same team?
No.
No?
Used to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like 5.
that's how we met each other.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how's your experience playing for Cornell? And on top of that, you were obviously given a great education because it's Ivy League school. So how's your experience overall in Cornell?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I went to Cornell, like you said, you know, for great hockey, but also great schooling. I was kind of a nerd growing up. You know, always. My family, you know, we weren't allowed to play hockey unless we brought home a good report card. So I wanted to play hockey, so I brought home a good report card. But no, Cornell was great. You know, I think we underachieved a little bit. My class in particular, you know, we had 8 guys that ended up going on to play pro out of 9, and I think 3 of them have NHL games. One of them is a full-time NHLer, Joachim Ryan. It's actually from Jersey, so. But yeah, it was awesome. You know, and I have a great backup plan. You know, I graduated finance from there, and I'm going to go into wealth management after hockey. So I can thank Cornell for that.
Yeah, Cornell's one of my dream schools to go to.
All right.
Yeah. Since I'm from Jersey, in May, just to get away from the city, we went over to the Finger Lakes. So we passed by Cornell.
Yeah, it's an awesome area in the summertime.
Yeah. Yeah, I also do rowing, like on top of hockey.
Okay.
So I got to pass by the Cornell rowing building. That was kind of cool.
You're built for the Ivy League.
There
There you go. Rowers, baby. They love them.
Yeah, I hope.
Did you find it hard balancing playing D1 hockey and going to arguably the best school in the world?
Yeah, yes, no. At the start, you kind of have to learn how to, time management's massive. Being an athlete, you're kind of lucky because all of my teammates that are ahead of me in school, they had to learn how to do that the year before, so they kind of help us along the way. And that's, it is one of the better schools, but it's still the same schoolwork. It's still the same classes. They can't teach you a different calculus just because it's at Cornell. Maybe the teacher might be a little more prestigious, but, and we have, like I said, we have so many resources to use from older guys that it made it a lot easier for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. By being given the C in your junior year at Cornell, what responsibilities and lessons did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, that was definitely an honor. It's a testament to my teammates. As a team voted captain.
Even better.
Yeah, it's definitely. Looking back, it was definitely a little strange because I had that senior class that was older than me that I was kind of not necessarily their superior, but somebody that they would look up to, even though I'm younger than them. So it was definitely a great, respect in that aspect. But just I don't know. You just kind of have to learn the role as it goes. That was my first time being a captain at Cornell, and just trying to learn from the captains that we had previously and kind of change what they did that I didn't like or that the team may have not liked, and kind of implement my own, policies along the way.
Yeah, personally as a goalie, I can't really be a captain, but I can be a leader in the room, but I just can't be given a C. And personally, I just don't care if I'm given a C or not because I can still talk to the ref.
Yeah,
so,
we actually had that situation. The senior that year, he was our goalie, and he probably would have been the captain, but because he was the goalie, he wasn't the captain. So that's why I think I got the C and he got the A.
Yeah, our team doesn't really do captains. I don't know why. I guess it's either to make it fair or just because we just don't.
Yeah.
I never really understood why kids. I've never really understood why at such a young age you have captains. Because it's just because then it's the best player on the team gets it. But it's not always the case that the best player can get it. It's just the one with the most experience and the most and the one with the most responsibility on the team. So in the NHL you find a bunch of cases in Edmonton. Connor McDavid's obviously the captain, but then before Andy Green was traded from New Jersey to the Islanders, he was the Devils captain, and he was by far not the Devils' best player.
Yeah, it's different. Sometimes you need more of a leader in the room, or sometimes you need your best player to lead by example to bring along other guys. So there's different leadership roles that captains can play across all the different teams.
Yeah. We had captains on our team last year, or 2 years ago, and I was the captain. It was really nice. But I don't think our coaches really giving it to the best players because this kid was probably one of the best players, and he didn't give him the C. So I think some teams can do it fairly, but if they're not going to do it fairly, I think it's better just to not have it at all.
I agree.
Yeah.
And also, have you always wanted to be a forward? Growing up, have you always been a forward, or is there any ever doubt in your position?
Yeah, I've always been a forward. I actually tried. The first time I ever tried out for AAA, I didn't think I was fast enough, so I tried to play D, and that didn't work out too well. So then after that, I knew I was a forward forever.
Yeah. Personally, I'm a goalie, so I can't really switch positions. And as a kid, my dad asked me what position do you want to play, and because I just watched Henrik Lundqvist a lot, and I just thought he was the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
I'm goalie, and there it was.
There you go.
Yeah. That's the first instruction I ever learned was from my dad, where he's whenever there's a shot, just drop to your knees. which is the basics of the butterfly, which I learned at like 7. No, that was actually cool for me.
Did your dad play hockey?
No, actually, I'm the only one in my family that plays hockey.
That's cool.
My dad learned it from my grandfather. They're both from Latvia. So like when my grandfather was a kid, he played like shinny with his friends on like the local ponds where he was from.
That's cool.
And, yeah, my dad wasn't really into it, but I got into it really quickly. So, yeah. And how does it feel playing at like a point a game pace in the ECHL?
It's fun. It's definitely a testament to my teammates. Florida, we always have a really good team. And I've been able to figure out the league quite well. I think my game translates pretty well to this league, and my coaches have given me opportunities. If you don't get any opportunity, you're not going to get points. And I don't know. I think personally, I know I can play in the AHL and possibly even in the NHL. So being at this level, I think it's up to me as a leader on the team to produce offensively, and being close to a point a game or a point a game is definitely attributable to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If you could give any advice to a younger player trying to make it to the next level, what would you tell them?
It's cliche, but definitely you gotta have fun. If you don't love the game, you might as well just stop playing, because the more you love the game, the more you want to get better at it. Every day I'm being a point a game player in the ECHL doesn't mean anything. I still need to work on my skating, my shooting, my everything. So obviously your strong suits, but when you're younger, just be hungry, and if you love the game, you'll continue to get better and have more desire to accomplish greater goals.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. And how do you battle the emotions of being sent down from the AHL, as well as how do you control your emotions of being called up to the AHL?
Yeah, being sent down is never fun. Sometimes there's reasoning out of your control. Maybe you got called up because guys were injured and now they're coming back, so you're kind of the odd man out. But other times, you think you deserve it, and management has other things in mind. And then being called up, it's definitely great right away, but it's almost a sense of more seriousness, because you're moving on to a higher level, and you need to be that much more focused and that much more ready to take on a new role, because usually you don't. I'm become first line player in the ECHL. When I get called up to the AHL, I'm not going to go right to the first line. I'll probably be a third or fourth line, maybe more of a penalty killer and face off, fighter guy instead of point producer. So you definitely have to take that into consideration when you get called up.
Yeah, technically, like, my version of calling up is playing in high school, because I'm going into a freshman year.
Okay.
So like, hopefully, if I make the team, I guess I just have like a lot to prove that I'm good at being just good at my position, and that I can play against really good players on different teams, because our high school is like really good at hockey.
Yeah, but you never know. If you do your job, you never know. That's all you can do. That's what's crazy, but especially in pro hockey, you could be playing as well as you can play, and some things are just out of your control.
Yeah, especially for a goalie, because it's like your job is to save the puck, but it's really hard to save the puck when you have no defense, and when your forwards don't shoot, and when you're being shelled with like 80 shots in a game. Yep. That happened to me in Montreal twice in like a day.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was not fun. Not at all.
No.
The only fun part was I got my first career penalty by calling a ref high.
You probably got better facing that many shots, though.
Yeah, it was very annoying. A goal was scored that shouldn't have been scored, and the ref did this a bunch of times with like the good goal, but like way too many times, and that just ticked me off.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to control your emotions as a goalie, but I guess if you can do it, it kind of looks good on your team.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason my coach wasn't that fond of me. He didn't like me too much. I kind of talked to the refs a lot, and it was just, I kind of just let my anger control me, especially last season because we had a really bad season right after like a championship season. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a specific pregame meal you like to eat? Like anything specific, or is it just, like random?
Usually for pregame meal, I eat a salad and then rice and then some kind of meat. I used to eat too much pasta, so I try to stick away from pasta now. I just find rice is a little easier on my stomach, and I actually changed I used to eat around 1 o'clock and then not eat, maybe just a snack before the game at 7, but now I usually take my pregame nap first, and then I'll eat around 2:30 or 3 o'clock when I wake up, so I'm not so hungry in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time I've had the early morning slot, so like 8:30 a.m., meaning I have to be at the rink at like 7:15. So I just had to like grab a banana. Sometimes I didn't eat anything. Whenever I have the later games, I usually like go with my dad and we like go to like some place. And I get like a salad or something healthy. Eat before the game.
Yeah, you gotta eat. I learned that. If you don't eat, then you run out of energy in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Yeah. I noticed that you take a lot of penalties. And like, how do you like, it would kind of be weird to like ask why, but I mean, kind of why do you take a lot of penalties in a way?
I would say I'm a high emotion type player. So, when things are going great, and somebody pisses me off, I get a little pissed off, but I don't know. I like to play the game hard also, and the game's kind of changing. So sometimes I finish a late hit. Some guy doesn't like it. He whacks me, I whack him back. Sometimes I get caught. I mean, I've definitely been working. I used to be way more of a wild man when I first came into pro, but definitely working on that because, with the new game, there's so many penalties called. It's kind of pointless to even take that many anymore. And I don't really fight as much anymore either, and that's the more fights you get in, the more penalty minutes you have. So
yeah. I mean, personally, I'm sneaky dirty a little bit. Like I occasionally, if someone's screening me, I give them a little shot to the head, maybe a little like whack to the back of the knee where there's no padding. Usually don't get caught.
Shoot one right off your chin.
Oh.
Yo,
yeah, I've goaded a couple kids into penalties where like I whack them, and then when the play is dead, they whack me, and then they're the ones that get caught, and then they just start screaming and they get kicked out.
That's a good play.
Yeah.
I'm not completely bit of that. I don't care if the ref sees me or not. I'll get a hit if I want.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, my old coach, he got really mad if I like started like talking to the refs or just like goaded a player. It's just. It's because like he knows that I've been doing this for a long time, and he doesn't like it because he's like, how would you like it if this was in high school? But I mean, my thought process, and I would never say this to him because obviously he's my coach, is like, well, it's not high school. This is because last year we played house because we had a bunch of girls on our team, but we were entering bantam, so the coaches didn't want us playing checking, so we weren't playing in a league, so we could do whatever we wanted. So, yeah, that was basically my reasoning. But my coach didn't really like that. I mean, I don't blame him. If I were the coach, I kind of wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. That just means I care about the game a lot.
Little tactics.
Yeah.
So you're 3 points off 250 career ECHL points. Is that like your goal next season to hit the 250 mark, or is there something else you're looking forward to?
Didn't really know I was that close, but I hope I can get 300 next year. Maybe 300 would be more of a better goal. Yeah, that's cool. It's kind of a double-edged sword. I tell everybody, like, I'm getting all these accolades and awards in the ECHL when I wish, more of those awards were coming in the AHL or NHL. But no, it's good. Like, and, like I said again, it's just I've had the pleasure of playing with great teammates and coaching staffs that believe in me and they let me play. So it's been fun.
Yeah. And my next question is, what is your goal to reach in the coming years?
I want to win a championship. I've lost in Game 6, and I've lost in Game 7. So, of the final series. Uh-oh, did we freeze again?
Oh, Max did.
Yeah, so my goal is to win a championship. I've lost in Game 6 and Game 7 in the finals. It's not too good, so hopefully the third time's a charm. But, I also hope that we even have a season this upcoming year with COVID going on. So, I just want to get back out on the ice and, accomplish that. And as always, every year it is, a goal of mine is to get called up too. So hopefully, I can accomplish both of those.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What would you consider your greatest strength that separates you from other forwards?
My hockey IQ. I usually find myself to be in the right position at the right time. In different scenarios of the game. Knowing clock management. There's 2 minutes left. It's not the time to dangle somebody at the blue line, but I think that my understanding of the game. I'm probably not the fastest guy on the ice every night, but I play fast in the sense that I know where to go before the puck gets there. So.
Yeah. And my last question is, what is your favorite NHL team and who is your favorite player?
My favorite NHL team growing up was the Red Wings. They were amazing for most of my childhood, and then the last 5 years have been tough, but TVY's back there, so hopefully he can help them out. My favorite player to watch right now is definitely Nathan McKinnon. It's amazing what he does out there. He's so big, so fast, so powerful, and I think we can all learn something from him every night watching him. And he's a beast.
Yeah. For me, I'm also a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, so my favorite player that isn't a goalie to watch is Zach Hyman.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just, he seems cool. And my favorite player in general to watch is definitely Igor Shesterkin.
All right.
Yeah, Hank isn't playing anymore, and
that's your new one.
Yeah.
He's a stud. He's gonna be good.
He's definitely gonna go in the Hall of Fame. Definitely.
Shesterkin or
all he needs is that cup.
I'm saying the new one, Igor.
Yeah, he's gonna be great.
Hank should be Hall of Fame, but it'll be tough without the Stanley Cup. But I think he still has great numbers.
He's the third winningest goalie. It's not like they can't put him in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max?
I don't have any more questions.
Oh, okay. So thank you very much for this interview. It was really fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Sorry about all the connection problems.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Work your editing magic on those.
I will. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck in season 2.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, guys. Thanks. See ya.
Bye.